Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and this is a 1995 Nissan Skyline GTR. This one was bought from auction here in Japan for export to the USA, and this is going to be kind of one of the first ones to be going there. This is a March build. They started in January of 1995, and so these are legal as of next month of this shooting, so people are buying them now in order to have them imported as soon as possible. This one has 80,000 kilometers, overall quite good condition for the age. I mean, it's a 25-year-old sports car now, so there are some things here or there, but overall I'm very happy with the condition of this one. So the RB26 engine and the R33, this is a lovely engine. If you haven't had a chance to actually drive this with individual throttle bodies, it's a twin turbo setting, it's basically very similar to the 32s. Some things have been changed on it. There's peeling on the top of the valve cover and on the timing cover, as well as the intake plenum. This is something that you'll see on pretty much all of the GTRs unless it's been repainted by this time. And so it is a shame, but it's kind of what you would consider a design defect. There's no rust on the strut towers. That's pretty lucky on these because these tend to rust pretty quickly, especially on the strut towers from what I've seen. Coolant and the oil both look to be okay. Really no problems here. We got a Nismo air filter. Yes. And transmission fluid changed to 52,000 kilometers. Now this is a one-owner vehicle according to the registration papers that come with it. So it's kind of cool to have the car with one person who spent 25 years in the same car. The 33s are great. I've owned one, not a GTR, but I've owned an Impala one, and I love it. And I especially love the GTRs because they feel so special compared to the non-GTRs, but that's part of the reason why they cost 3 times as much. These are going up in price even before they became US legal. Look at this GTR key. Original. And Nissan genuine parts. Yeah, because they didn't make too many of these 33s compared to the 32s, and they made even fewer of the 34s, so those are going up in price. All the RB26 engine Skylines are going up in price a lot right now, so it's kind of your last chance. So a 95 Skyline GTR, this is an auction grade 3 with an interior B, and so I'm not sure exactly why they gave this an auction grade 3. There's no damage from accidents. There's a little bit of rust on the side here, a C1, and then some paint fade on it. But that's basically it. I would consider this at least a 3.5, and so it's lucky to get a better condition when you're expecting something like a grade 3. Interior is also very nice. It's graded here as a B. 81,100 kilometers, still has current registration. It's a 5-speed manual. It's the R34s became the 6-speed. Alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, airbag. It says one owner with registration papers there. Keyless entry. This one has a security, which is an option I haven't seen on the GTR before. Aftermarket Navi and audio, Nismo suspension kit. Owner's manual, warranty papers, lock nut adapter, all sent to the owner, tool bag. Okay, so interior dirty and wear. Interior liner is peeling. I'll show you that when we get inside the car. A door mirror doesn't fold. But both of them fold in. This one here doesn't fold out. You have to do it with your hand. Usually, like all Japanese cars. Exterior has some paint fade, rear spoilers, paint peeling, underside surface rust, various scratches, dents, and repairs. And then if you look here, peeling paint on the front. W2 over here, that's a repaint. C1 is some corrosion here. And then the back bumper has some scratches on it. Now it says AU1 here. I think it's maybe a little bit higher than an AU1. You can see some of these scratches here. Here. There's this minor dent here, and then some more scratches there. Now it looks like the car hasn't been polished in a long time, and so the clear coat has kind of discolored in some areas because of that. Obviously with 81,000 kilometers, this wasn't the person's daily driver. And it was likely something that was just sitting in the garage while they had something else, a more modern car for their daily, and then this was kind of a nostalgia car, or I've loved it for so long that I can't get rid of it kind of feeling. It's a little bit sad to think of it that way. Like if you're in love with a car and then, you know, there's no reason to keep the car if you've got a newer, faster, more reliable car. It's hard to come up with the space for cars like this. And so other than the suspension, it's basically all original. And the suspension is Nismo, which was possibly installed at the time of it being new. The 33 has two different bumpers for the front. I mean, it's the same bumper, but two different lips. And then this one here is the shallower lip. The later model's got the larger lip. Headlights are a bit cloudy, and then here's your peeling. Right here. There's some here. I know it's hard to see with the shine. And then there's some more right here. Okay. Now there was no mention here of anything damaged from an accident. Oftentimes a grade 3 is a car that has hit something, but a repair hasn't been done, and so it's not an R grade. But if you look here, this is just a little bit off, and over here it's quite a bit off. And so it could be aligned better, but there might also be some damage from something like an accident that just wasn't repaired, and so do check that. It has some overspray marks here in the window, basically all the way around. I'm not sure what that's about. And then the same thing with the roof is faded as well. This is the stock rear spoiler. If you take a look over there, you can see it's adjustable right from the factory. And then this has fade on this section and on the back blade. And then it kind of has its own mini spoiler underneath the wing down there, kind of like the original Nismos did. And then the trunk, oddly the trunk doesn't line up with the fenders on this. If you were to take this wing off, the fender comes up here, then drops down for the trunk, which is about this high. So kind of an interesting design there, especially if you wanted to put a different spoiler on. I know there are some companies that make a trunk that lines up with the fenders. Back lights here, of course, iconic lights. They look even better when you light them up because they have like this 3D look with different rings that are deeper than one another. And yeah, V-spec model. And so the V-spec model has the different brakes and has a different four-wheel drive system that's a little bit more responsive. I think we're going to see a lot more people loving this car over the next few years as more and more people get to experience it firsthand, especially if you get a chance to drive it. These are fantastic cars. Okay, so we'll take a look at the interior. I think that the exterior is kind of, you know, you can see some things that are hit and miss. The interior is almost all win. And the tires, oh, I forgot to mention this. They're 2006 tires, so they're 13 years old, but you can have a look here. They're Nova tires, and they have almost full tread, and so it goes to show how much mileage that you have been getting. This car definitely wants some newer tires than that. After that age, the tires are going to get old and sticky. I'm sorry, not sticky, old and hard, and then because of that, they're not going to be as sticky. Speaking of sticky, that's gross. That needs to be either replaced or fixed somehow. All original in here, right down to the steering wheel and the seats. And a lot of times you see these seats in pretty rough condition. The 32 seats I think are pretty easy to hide oldness. The 33 seats, not so much. So it has this backing that has perforations in it. Have a quick look there. And the perforations tend to get shiny. Like if you take a look at this edge here, you can see it's a little bit shiny there. And so over time, that'll happen to all of the seats, starting from the cushion here, and then it will go up the back, especially if it's not getting washed regularly. But these feel like they've been washed. And you have some wrinkles here, but no tears. They tend to popularly tear here where the plastic meets the fabric. The interior doesn't smell bad in this one. And see these back seats. I know the lighting's not very good. Skyline GTR. I love that. Nissan genuine parts. This is all clean and nice. The shifter and the e-brake. And then the rubberized stuff. See how it's all sticky here? That same material is used on the entire dashboard here. And then it tends to have scratchy problems. This is one of the better ones that I've seen. You can see some of it right here is peeling, but compared to your average one, it's way less. That's the original shift knob. Aftermarket stereo. It actually came with a CD, but the aftermarket stereo volume control doesn't work. So you get to have it on medium volume all the time. This Navi screen has been attached through a sticky pad. See that? But do be careful if you want to take that off, which you probably will because that looks rather old, maybe 15 years old by now. Love these gauges here. I think that they're fantastic looking. And the GTR feels really cool when you rev it, so it feels like, just by revving it, maybe it's the ITBs that do this, but like just in the lower RPMs it feels very robust and strong. Okay, dampers in the back don't work. Okay, kind of a small trunk to be honest. And part of the reason is because the battery's in here, underneath a fake wall. And then a strut tower brace there. No smell of mold inside, no sign of leaks. The trunks for those tend to leak pretty easily. And I'm just going to give you a quick look at the Brembo brakes. Okay, the camera overheated there, so I had to kind of edit this video together. But there's a good look at the Brembos. Usually the Brembo will be a little bit shinier than that, but the paint has peeled off of these ones. Okay, and I can't remember if I showed you the rust on the door here, so I'm going to show you that. Right here in the center, and that's not a common thing for this. I don't think I've ever seen that before on these cars. Little squirrely marks. And I'm not sure, but I thought that these doors are made out of aluminum. I wouldn't be able to tell the sound of aluminum if I heard it. But it does have some corrosion there, and there's this weird squiggly type corrosion that you do get on aluminum. Like corrosion on aluminum wouldn't be iron oxide because it's not iron, but anyways, I don't know about that, so I'm not going to say anything else about it. So there it is, Skyline GTR. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this, and have a nice day.